Everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's so good to see you all again. And if you're new here, then a very big Mel's Yarniverse welcome to you. For today's video, I'm down in Melbourne. I'm actually at the Coburg Town Hall for the Melbourne Fibrefest 2025. Now, this is normally called the Coburg Yarn and Craft Market, but for some reason they've renamed it. Not quite sure why. I'm very excited. This is my first time here. Apparently, there are 35 stall holders here, all selling gorgeous yarns and buttons and all sorts of yarn related goodies. So I'll stop talking and let's get shopping. Okay, well, that was just a little bit crazy. There were people everywhere, and I mean elbow to elbow. It was a very, very busy event. I will say it was very easy to get overwhelmed with all that gorgeous, gorgeous, colourful yarn. Everywhere you looked, there was just beautiful colours left, right, and centre. Some of the stall holders just had some lovely things to look at. Hopefully I did them justice. It was very hard to film because it was so busy, so I kind of had to wait for breaks in the traffic, really. So I hope I did okay. I don't have my amazing cameraman with me today, unfortunately, so it was just me. So I apologise if things are out of focus or not quite as good as they would normally be. I did my best though, so hopefully you'll be able to at least see what was going on and see some of those beautiful yarns. They were just gorgeous. Okay, well, I'm going to get some lunch and then head back home, and then we'll have a closer look at all the lovely goodies I was able to find today. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, I'll see you soon, guys. Okay, so it's the next day and we're about to take a closer look at all of those delicious little squishable goodies I found yesterday. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to the lovely Julie and Michelle, and also Natalie and Angela, who came up to me yesterday and introduced themselves. They recognized me from my tiny little videos on YouTube. Isn't that amazing? I couldn't believe it. It was just so lovely to have such a great conversation with some lovely people. They mentioned that they enjoy watching the channel and there's a few videos that they really like watching. So thank you so much for that. That was really kind of you to give me that positive feedback. And as I said, it just made my day. I absolutely couldn't believe that somebody out there is watching my little videos and they recognized me at an event. That's incredible. So both of you, thank you so much. I really did enjoy chatting with you, and hopefully I'll see you again at another event. If you're out there and you see me filming one day, or I'm just pottering around in a local thrift store, by all means, if you do recognize me, come up and say hi, because I love having chats with everybody. All right, let's take a closer look at some of these lovely squishies. So the first yarns I'd like to show you are these gorgeous hanks from Maximu Yarns. Now, Maximu are located in the Mornington Peninsula here in Victoria, Australia, so they're local lads, which makes me very happy. Always happy to support a local. Let's have a closer look at this colorway. So this particular colorway is called Anarchy, and I think you can tell why. Look at that, just amazingly random color placement. It's just beautiful. I really want to open this and have a good look at the yarn. As you can see, it's an 8-ply DK weight. It's 100% superwash merino, so it's actually very smooth. It's hand wash only, and they also ask to be tagged in any creations you make over on Instagram. Now, they have over 5,000 followers on Instagram, so they're doing pretty well. I want to take this band off and have a closer look. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Don't want to break this label. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's just absolutely glorious. There's beautiful colors all through there. You can see all different colors. There's pinks, there's purples, there's blacks, there's blue and teal, there's yellow and green, a bit of everything. It's like a beautiful, chaotic, just color explosion. And both hanks look exactly the same and both very different at the same time. It's incredible how they've been able to do that. What would you make if you had yarn like this? I'm sort of in a bit of a conundrum. I'm thinking of cows, I'm thinking of shawls, maybe shawlets or capelets, maybe something little to sit across my neck and shoulders. It's lovely yarn. Let me see if I can grab. Here's a bit of a strand here. So let's just have a closer look at that. I'm not sure if you can see the weave on that. That is lovely. It's not too tight, but it's not too loose either. So I think this is probably better for knitting, but I feel like crocheting with this would be just lovely. I'm really excited to get started working with this actually. They're just very, very pretty blends. Let me just see how soft it is. Oh, oh, that's really quite soft. Ooh, oh, that's lovely. Smells beautiful. It's that beautiful wool merino smell. Just lovely. Look at that. Now, I paid 35 Australian dollars per hank, which seems to be about the average price. So, across the board at all of the stall holders yesterday, I saw hanks and cakes from about $25 right through to about 48, I think was some of the most expensive that I saw. So 35 is right in that middle range price. So again, these are yarns for me personally, these are special treat yarns. I couldn't afford to buy these every single week. I couldn't afford to work with yarn like this all the time. However, as a special treat, being able to buy enough of the yarn to be able to make a good size project shouldn't it shouldn't break the bank to do that either. So all up, that would be $70 for these two hanks, and I would have 200 grams, which I think is a perfect amount to be able to make a cowl or a shawl or something substantial without it costing an absolute fortune. So I think it's pretty reasonable considering the amount of work that goes into these yarns. Aren't they beautiful? Now, as I said earlier, all the links to these places will be listed down in the description below. So if you'd like to have a go and have a look at Maximu yarns, by all means, I encourage you to do so. Look at this gloriousness. Just beautiful. But what else did I find? So next up, we have these two beautiful patterns by Kay Adolphson Designs. Now, I did spend a lot of time at Kay's stall looking through all of her handmade creations. They were absolutely beautiful. Lots of shawls, lots of capelets, lots of scarves and cowls. Just beautiful, really, really beautiful work. And across a wide range of weights. So her yarns were both started from lace weight or 2-ply weight yarn right the way through to DK and even some worsted or 10-ply yarns. The majority of them, though, sorry, my next door neighbour has decided that now's the perfect time to mow the lawn. I can't blame him. It's a Sunday. It's what you do. Hopefully it'll be over quick though, and hopefully you won't hear it through this mic. We'll put some technical magic all across the video, so hopefully you don't hear all of that. Back to Kay. Her designs were just lovely, and again, across a wide range of different variety yarns. The one that caught my eye was this particular one here, the swish scarf. Now, I did speak to Kay about it. The one that I was looking at the stall was actually made in a 4-ply or a baby weight yarn. She's made up the design based on a 2-ply or a lace weight yarn. So we just had a bit of a discussion about doubling up a 2-ply or using a 4-ply and just not making it as wide. So you can see she's got a number of repeats in through here, and she's got a gorgeous edging around this scarf. Absolutely beautiful design. And I had a bit of a chat with her about just being able to adjust it to suit the look that I was going for, and she was more than happy to help me with that. She was a lovely person. If you ever do see Kay at an event, by all means, I encourage you to go and have a chat with her. She was very helpful and very lovely. She also had a lovely assistant with her. I cannot remember her name. I am so sorry. But very friendly, very approachable, and more than willing to chat to you about how to alter the design to get the look that you're after, which is really lovely and really unique. I just wanted to have a quick look. Yeah, so she's also got a stitch legend. So there's a graph in here as well. So I'm really happy with that because quite often I'm finding more often lately, sometimes a written pattern and the instructions can be a little bit difficult to follow. Now, I'm not saying that about Kay's patterns, just in general, sometimes a written pattern can be a little bit confusing. So when they come with a graph as well or a crochet chart, it's much easier to work out exactly where the stitches need to go. So I'm really grateful that she's included a graph with these patterns, which is fantastic and really handy information for you to know too. The other pattern that I purchased was the climbing clematis clematis, I think. Now, Kay also had one of these available at her stall, and she'd made it up in a beautiful burgundy. It was a really deep red, but it was a hand-dyed yarn, so it had lovely shades of pink and darker reds all through the burgundy, and it just sat beautifully. I think it was also in an 8-ply DK weight yarn. The pattern is basically an infinity scarf, so it's a complete circle all the way around, and you can see here that she's got that gorgeous edging around the top there. I'm gonna need 300 grams of 8-ply yarn to be able to make this up, and I'm really looking forward to that, and just double checking I can see through the back page. Let me have a quick look. All of her information on the back there, that's a great idea. All the different places where you can find Kay's work. Just wanted to double check there's a chart in here. I'm pretty sure there is. And there is a chart on the back there too. Beautiful. Fantastic. Well, I'm very excited about that. Now, Kay had a great deal. She had patterns for $10 each or 2 for $15. And I thought that was really reasonable for the fact that you get the written instruction and also a chart as well. So if you do see Kay at a future event, by all means, go and say hi. Have a good look through her designs. I'm sure you'll be more than pleased with what you find. But what else did I find? So next up, we have this beautiful Ixchel yarn. This is a 8-ply or DK weight yarn. Look at this gorgeous colorway. It's just beautiful. All these beautiful burnt orange and gray right through to burgundy and almost a purple shade down here. Then you've got a tealy blue opposite this gorgeous purpley brown. It's just stunning. It's really, really lovely. I mean, look at that. That's just glorious. So this particular colorway is called Interesting Times. Yes, Interesting Times. And this particular wool has also been spun and hand dyed with love in Victoria, Australia. Aw. So let me give you a bit more information. So you can see this is a pure superfine merino. It's an 8-ply or DK weight yarn. You get 200 meters or 219 yards per 100 gram hank, and I've got 2 of them, so I've got 200 grams here, which is perfect, I think. It's a perfect amount for a great number of projects. I'm still on the fence about exactly what I'm making with this. I've got a few ideas, but maybe I need to play with it a little bit before I actually decide on one. What would you make with it? Isn't it gorgeous? Beautiful colorways, and it's lovely and soft. Oh, that's just beautiful. That's really nice. Back to the info. So 100 grams or 3.53 ounces. You'd use a 4mm needle or hook with this, or a US 6. Delicate, cool hand wash, rinse and dry in shade. This is just lovely. I'm really looking forward to working with it. Now, you can find Ixchel on Facebook, possibly on Instagram. I don't believe that they will be at the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show in July, which is unfortunate because I would have loved to have grabbed some more of their yarn. Now, they don't attend a lot of live events in person, so I was very lucky that they are actually at the Melbourne Fibrefest. I had seen them on Facebook a few times, and I was wondering what the quality of their yarn would be like. And let me tell you, I am not disappointed. This is absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see what it's going to work up like. I feel like the stitch definition on this is just going to be fantastic. Just lovely, and I just cannot get over this colorway. So once again, that was called Interesting Times, and you can buy 100 grams. I think these were either $34, 34, or could have been 38. It was 34 or 38. I'll clarify that and put it up on screen for you. Absolutely beautiful and well worth it. Again, as I said earlier, it might not be in my everyday yarn budget, but as a special treat every now and again, I think that's a really reasonable price. It's been spun and hand dyed. So this is just beautiful, really lovely work. So if you do see them out and about, do yourself a favor and grab some while you can. They had a huge range of 4-ply and sock weight yarns. They also had this lovely DK or 8-ply weight. And they also were selling tops as well for all you spinners out there in gorgeous colorways. And also some hand-turned drop spindles as well. Trust me, I was very, very tempted to grab one of those. It took a lot of willpower to walk away without one, let me tell you. But that's Ixchel. So again, do yourself a favor if you do see them at an event, definitely go and check them out. They're fantastic. I've got one last yarn to share with you, and that's probably my favorite, I have to admit. Now, these two last cakes I have to share with you come from the wonderful Windara Black Sheep. Now, Windara is a local Victorian farm over in Western Victoria, and they have a very strong focus on being environmentally friendly, using sustainable and ethical processes to create their yarn, which is always good to know. So looking at the yarn, I've got two 100-gram cakes here. They're both 8-ply or DK weight, and these particular cakes are called Chocky Sprinkle. Now, the reason they're called Chocky Sprinkle is because they're named after the sheep whose fleece was used to make the wool. Isn't that amazing? So I know that Little Sprinkles has donated their fleece so that I can have this glorious wool. I love that Windara keep their yarn undyed and completely natural. It is so beautiful. Let's take a closer look at it. So just take that label off. So each cake is a 100-gram cake, which gives me 200 meters of wool. It is 100% wool. It's absolutely beautiful. It's actually come from Polworth sheep. So reading the label here, you can see that it's sustainable, ethical, and single-sourced, naturally coloured wool from their non-mulesed sheep. It's got a micron count of between 19 to 25, which means it's quite soft. It's actually very, very lovely. It's grown and minimally processed. Why did I have such a hard time saying minimally? Grown and minimally processed entirely in Western Victoria, including being spun off grid. Now, I know that Windara send their yarn over to the Great Ocean Road woolen mills, which actually, fun fact, is not actually located on the Great Ocean Road. They actually relocated a couple of years ago over to Burrumbeet, which is a small town just 20 minutes outside of Ballarat. So both of these companies are locals and I get to support both of them whenever I can, which is fantastic. Back to the wool. Let's have a closer look at this weave. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Just so soft. Oh, Sprinkles must have been the softest little sheepy in the world. This is just lovely. Oh, so soft, so soft. I love this natural look. It is so beautiful. And just the fact that the idea behind plying the two different colorways, so you've got the lighter brown and the dark brown, which creates that beautiful little tweed look. It's just lovely. Really, really soft. For some reason, I get the feeling that knitting with this might be easier than crocheting with it. But you know what? I'm up for the challenge. I am more than happy to crochet with this because it just feels so soft. The quality is just stunning, and you can feel that the sheep are well looked after and well loved. So this is just beautiful. So I have a few ideas in mind for what I'd like to use this wool for. Maybe a cowl, maybe a scarf, maybe some beanies. A couple of different ideas, but what would you make with it? So you can find Windara over on Facebook and Instagram, and they also have their own website too. But again, I'll leave all of that information down in the description below. Look at that. Just beautiful. Well, there you have it. That's everything I have to share with you from this year's Melbourne Fibre Festival. Now, just so you know, this event's actually been running for 20 years under the original name, the Coburg Yarn and Craft Market. Now, the fact that this is the first year that I've heard of it, and I used to live in Brunswick and Fitzroy for 15 years, is a little bit of an embarrassment to me. Somehow I just didn't hear about it. But I can assure you I will definitely be back next year. There were so many amazing stall holders this year. There was gorgeous yarn everywhere I looked. There were drop spindles, there was amigurumi, there was a bit of everything there this year, and it was absolutely beautiful. So did you attend this year's Melbourne Fibre Festival? Did you have a favourite stall holder that you might have found? Or maybe you picked up some elusive yarn that you've been looking for. Maybe you found the exact colourway you needed for one of your current whips. If you did, by all means, let me know down in the comments below because I'd love to hear all about it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. You know I really appreciate it. Take care of each other and take care of yourselves because you absolutely do deserve it. All right, guys, take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.